Hi everyone, today's class is something different. We're going to go through spinal mobility and a little bit of dissociation of movement, but making it creative and flowy, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. All you need is your mat and let's go. Starting at the front of your mat, place the feet close together and then lift the toes up off of the floor and place down one toe at a time, pressing each toe down into the ground and then pushing the big toe into the ground. Squeeze through the glutes, activate through your quads, pushing your knees straight but not hyperextending them. Pull the belly button to spine. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. And then exhale, take the hands all the way back down by the side, pushing the hips forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together and lifting the chin up towards the sky. Tuck the chin back in towards the chest, pushing the chin to the back of the throat to get a long spine or a long elongated neck, and roll down one vertebra at a time, keeping the toes active and leaning your body weight over your toes. And then slowly trying to get as far as you can, pulling your belly button into your spine. And then slowly roll up through the spine. Rolling back up one vertebra at a time, stacking your lower back down, then your mid back, and then bringing the head up last. Squeeze shoulder blades together, open up the arms, make sure the hands or the palms are facing the front of the room. Lift the chin up towards the sky. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, squeeze the glutes and push the hips forward. Exhale, hands by the side, tuck the chin all the way to the back of the throat, making it hard for you to breathe, and then slowly roll down, not rolling too much through your mid back, but roll, make sure your lower back is mobilizing as you come all the way back down onto the floor to touch the toes. Reach your body over your toes, more weight into the toes than the heels, and then roll up again, keeping the chin tucked in as much as possible, all the way back up. Squeeze the glutes, palms facing forward, squeeze shoulder blades, lift the hands up overhead, reaching the chin up towards the sky, and then push the hips back, roll your body all the way back down. And see how much further you can go each time. We're going to do this 2 more times. Rolling up one vertebra at a time, tucking the chin in towards the chest, belly button to spine, lifting the hands up overhead. Squeeze the hips forward and reach the hands up, chin up. And then come back down, taking the hands down, chin to the chest, roll through the spine, belly button to spine, really making your core active so that your lower back can stretch out, leaning your body weight forward over your toes so you can even have your hands out in front of you to touch the floor if you are able to touch the floor. And then roll back up one vertebra at a time, really taking it slow, reaching the shoulder blades back onto the back, lifting the chin to the sky. Squeeze the hips forward, reach the hands up overhead, squeeze glutes, knees straight, and then come forward, tucking the chin in to the chest, rounding through your neck, into your mid-back, and more activation through your core to round through your lower back, leaning your body weight forward and into the toes. The toes are still grabbing onto the floor. And then slowly rolling back up, one vertebra at a time, leaving the head till last. As you come all the way back up, bring the shoulders back onto the back, lift the chin up towards the sky, palms facing the ceiling, reach the hands up and behind you, behind your ears. And then slowly bring the hands back down by your side. Take your knees down onto the ground and come into your all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we're going to start by pushing the chin up towards the sky, clenching your jaw and elongating through the front of the neck this time. And squeeze your shoulder blades together to push the chest down towards the ground and push the bum up towards the sky. Trying to get your head and bum to touch. That's the motion that we want to get in this position. And then slowly tuck the chin into the chest, round through the mid-back, round through the lower back, push the floor away from you. Really active in these cat-cows. And then push the chest down, keeping the elbows straight, tilting the tailbone to the sky, lifting the chin up, but elongating through the front of the neck and not compressing through the back of the neck. A lot of the time we press through the back of the neck, but I want you just to lift the chin up towards the sky. And then tuck the chin in again, push the floor away from you, round through the mid-back and through the lower back. And then come back to center and come down into a seated position. Lifting the toes up towards the sky, spreading them out nice and wide, getting active into the toes, flexing through the ankle. So your ankle is flexing at a 90-degree angle here. The toes are spread out nice and wide. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. And take the hands behind you, the fingertips behind you, flexing through the wrists here. And then bring the fingertips down towards the front of the room. And bring them back up behind you. And bring them down to the front of the room. 3 more, taking the fingertips back, bringing them forward, taking them back, bringing them forward. Last time, taking them back, flexing in the wrists, and then bringing it forward. Roll through your chin, roll down, and try and get as far as you can to touch your toes here. Slowly take the arms up all the way overhead and behind you, making a big circle with the arms and your fingertips to face towards your heels. Lift the chest up towards the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chin up, but not compressing at the back of the neck, so I don't want you to take the chin all the way back. Lifting up from the chin as much as you can. And then slowly take the hands around like a butterfly motion, reaching the hands up into the sky, keeping the toes spread and the ankles flexed. Tuck in the chin towards the chest and try to get as far as you can to touch your toes, pulling the belly button to the spine. And then bring the hands back up again, taking them all the way around, fingertips back behind you, and then the fingertips to face towards the heels, pushing the chest up towards the sky, lifting the chin up. Go as far as you can with that elongated front neck. No compression at the back of the neck. And then tuck the chin in, take the arms up overhead like you're doing a butterfly motion, all the way over to try and touch your toes. Tuck in your chin towards your throat. And then slowly come back up. And then come back into your all fours. This time, tucking the back toes, pushing the knees off of the mat and coming into a downward facing dog, which should feel a little bit easier now that you have done all these spinal dissociations and releasing through the fascia as well as the nerves. Try and push your chest close towards your thighs, tilt the tailbone up towards the sky, bend through the knees if you don't have the hamstring length, and then roll all the way through into a plank position, so rounding through your mid-back, keeping your chin tucked in, coming into this plank position, squeezing the glutes and dropping the hips all the way towards the floor if you are able to do so. Keep the toes tucked. You can bend at your elbows if you need to. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift the chin up towards the sky. Elongate through the front of the neck. Clench the jaw to get that stretch through the front of the neck. And then push the hands deep down into the ground, chin tucked into the chest, and you're pushing back into your downward facing dog. Trying to get your chest close towards your thighs, bending through the knees if your hamstrings are not long enough, and then trying to push your hands away from you, shoulders up towards the ears, and roll again forward, coming all the way forward, rounding through your mid-back, keeping your chin tucked in towards your chest, and then slowly dropping down, your hips all the way towards the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, keep the hips on the ground, keep the toes tucked. You can bend your elbows and lift the chin towards the sky. And then push back onto your knees and come into a child's pose. Just dropping the head down towards the ground and taking 3 deep breaths here into your thoracic spine, so your mid-back. You want to breathe into the back. Nice, deep breaths. And then slowly come all the way back up, rounding through the back and back into your all fours. Tuck the back toes and come into a downward facing dog, pushing your hands into the floor, shoulders up towards the ears, tilt the tailbone towards the sky. Try and get your head and bum to touch, so you want to activate as much as you can, tilting the tailbone to the sky and looking towards your hands. And then tuck in the chin to the chest and tuck in the tailbone, pulling belly button to spine. So we're doing a downward dog, cat-cow. And then look forward, trying to look between the hands, tilt the tailbone up towards the sky, even if it's just a millimeter of movement. And then tuck in the tailbone, round through the back, keep the chin tucked into the chest. Last one, tilt the tailbone to the sky, get the bum and head to touch. Look forward between the hands. And then tuck in the tailbone and round through the back, coming into a plank position. Taking the knees down onto the ground and then moving back onto your back. This time you're going to take your hand around your knees. So right knee comes into chest. Hug it in nice and tight. Keep your left foot active, toes facing up towards the sky. And then take the hands behind the knee and flex, or try and straighten the knee as much as possible with the foot flexed and the ankle flexed. And then bend the knee all the way into the chest and then push it straight again. Keeping your sacrum down on the ground and keeping your left heel active, pushing the heel down into the ground. And then bring the knee into the chest and then push it straight. knee into the chest. Keep left leg active and push it straight. Last one, knee into the chest. And then push it nice and straight. Take your left hand onto the outside of your knee. Take the right hand out, palm facing up towards the sky. Keep your left foot active as you take this right leg all the way across your body. So your toes, your left toes are pointing up towards the sky. Keep your core active, pull the belly button into the spine as you take the leg all the way over. Eventually, you want to get the foot all the way to touch the ground, but you don't want to compromise your left leg or your left foot facing up towards the sky. Keep the core active, tuck in the ribs, pull belly button to spine. And then slowly bring that leg all the way back to center. Hug the knee in. And then switch sides, taking your left leg into your chest, right leg out nice and straight, keeping the right foot active from now. And then take the hands behind the knee, straighten the knee, and bend the knee into the chest. And push the heel up into the sky, flexing the foot, toes are active. And bring it down, knee into the chest. 3 more, push the heel to the sky. And bring the knee into the chest. 2 more, heel to the sky. And knee into the chest. Last one, push. And then bring the knee all the way into the chest. Take your right hand to the outside of the left foot knee, and then take your left hand out to the side, palm facing up towards the sky. Keep your right foot active as you slowly take the left leg all the way over your body. Make sure the right foot is pushing down into the ground. The heel is active and you're not sliding across. So only go where you can today, keeping that right foot active. Keep your core engaged, belly button to spine, ribs pulling down towards the hips, and your left shoulder down on the ground. All these little things make big differences to the mobility. See if you can touch the ground, keeping the right foot up, and then bring the knee all the way back into the chest. Hug it in, nice and tight. And then take both feet up and come into a happy baby. So happy baby is taking your hands or your arms on the inside of the knee, then the hands onto the outside of the foot. And then in this position, I don't want you rounded, I want you to keep your sacrum, the lowest part of your spine, pushing down onto the ground. So if it's difficult for you, you can take your hands just around your knees, keeping the sacrum down here. And then in this position, I want you to push your sacrum down and try and push your heels up towards the sky, straightening into the knees, and then bending down again, hugging the knees into your armpits, but keeping the sacrum pushing down into the ground. And then push the heels away or up into the ceiling, straightening into the knees as much as you can, and then pushing the knees back into your armpits. 2 more, push heels to the ceiling, and then pull the knees into the armpits. Last one, push the heels up towards the ceiling, and then pull the knees into the armpits. Now this next one, I want you to watch me before you do it. You're bringing your knees close together and you're taking your hands on top of your toes. In this position, I want you to pull from your belly button to take the legs all the way over, keeping your head very still. It has to be looking at the ceiling the whole time so that you don't damage your neck. And then you take the toes to touch the floor behind you if you have the mobility. If not, you just stay up. If you can take the feet to the ground, then you can straighten through the knees and push the bum over the head. So coming back down from your happy baby, you pull your knees together. You can do it now with me. And bring your feet together. Your hands are over the sole of your foot, over the toes, holding on nice and tight. Activate through the core. Roll all the way back, one vertebra at a time, keeping your head looking up towards the ceiling, and then take the feet all the way over. Drop the toes behind you, and then slowly unravel, coming back down, belly button to spine. Do 3 more of these. Pull belly button into the spine, take the feet all the way overhead. Try get the feet to touch, knees to straighten. And slowly come back again, rolling one vertebra at a time, really getting that control through the spine. And last one, taking the feet all the way over, controlling through your core, belly button to spine. Toes to touch the floor, straighten through the knees. Bend through the knees as you roll all the way back down. And then come up into a seated position. Come onto your stomach just to counteract that position. Come down onto your stomach and then take the arms out into a T position. Slowly take the left toes to touch behind and bring it back. So we haven't done many back extensions, so just go slowly here. If you normally can touch your hand, it will be a little bit more difficult today. 3 more, just moving gently. 2 and 1. Then try and get as deep as you can here. And then slowly bring it back to center and switch to the other side. Taking the right toes to touch first and then the knee back to center. Keep moving in and out. Just getting that mobility back after all these forward folds. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here. Squeeze through the glute. Keep your core active. And then slowly come all the way back down. And then come into a standing position just to reassess the front of, or the beginning of the class. So, come to the front of the mat, tuck the chin into the chest, roll through your back, 1 vertebra at a time, leaning over the toes, and seeing if you can just go that little bit further now after the class. And then slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time to come into a standing position. I hope you enjoyed the class, and yeah, have a good day.